Hey, Maxwell McGee.
Hey, Kevin Van Ord.
So it happens that I just came from my appointment with 2K Games.
Okay.
And I saw the intriguing XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Now, this game is different from the other XCOM game, which is a first-person shooter.
Yeah, this isn't the shooter. This is the one that Firaxis is working on.
Okay.
So it's turn-based strategy game.
Okay.
And the bit I played, it wasn't clear what platform I was on. I suspect I was using an Xbox 360 controller, but part of me suspects that I was playing on a PC.
Okay. That's not uncommon.
No. But in any case, what I played first the tutorial mission, and then I played one mission after that, and then I saw the tail end of their gameplay demonstration. I didn't get it at the very beginning, but apparently it was only a few minutes long, and I did catch the final minutes. So just to set this up, the first bit of the tutorial, it's telling some story here, and it goes into, you know, these things have dropped out of the sky, basically, and nobody knows what they are. But it's very clear that they're extraterrestrial in origin. And
so is it still the same sort of 1950s sort of retro vibe that the other XCOM game has?
Yeah, it is not so much in that so crazy in that destroy all humans way.
Okay.
But it definitely has these big-headed almond eyes enemies, and those are the first ones that you really fight are the ones that we would call.
You're like atypical Hollywood alien.
Exactly, your typical Hollywood alien, and you go in there, and it's pretty straightforward. But what it does is it introduces you to this idea that you always need to stay behind cover whenever possible.
Yes.
That you move from cover to cover, and once you're in cover, as long as your turn supports it, then you can pull up your action menu by using a trigger.
Okay.
And then you can do all of the actions available to you. And at this stage, I didn't have anybody that was leveled up. I was, you've got a very basic set of very basic squad. Mm-hmm. But in this case, it was pretty much move and attack, and you can also set yourself so that, should an enemy pass by, you'll automatically fire.
Okay.
So you only
sort of
have
on high alert.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you've only got these small set of commands, but this was really just, of course, it was a tutorial.
It's just setting it up. So I know a large part of the XCOM games is like building out your squad of dudes, leveling them up, having these progressive characters. Did you get a sense for any of the character customization aspects?
Just a tiny bit.
Okay.
But then the demonstration went a little bit into that. The only customization that you really get to do is between the first and the second mission that I got to do.
Okay.
And so you got your heavy dude, the only person that survives. Spoiler: the only person that survives the tutorial mission. You got your one dude.
Okay.
And so you get to give him the first thing he gets to do. He's a heavy weapons expert, so he gets a rocket launcher.
Okay.
So you go into the next sequence, letting him come along, and then in the demo's case, it shows the other 3 squad mates that you brought along.
Okay.
It was pretty simple, and you get an idea, though, of how you can sort of interact with the idea. Use the D-pad to sort of use the camera to rotate around, and you can also use it to get your squad to go on different levels. So, for example, I could send my dude up onto a rooftop.
Do a little sniping.
Exactly, and I could get him
point.
up there by putting the cursor up onto the second
Yeah, because I know in the older XCOM games, like establishing line of sight and dealing with fog of war was like a really big deal, and that's part of what made the games like so lethal. You'd open up a door into a house, and like you wouldn't realize it, but there'd be 3 enemies in there, and boom, you get shot down. Like, is the fog of war still as intense in this game as it was in the older one?
In these 2 missions, it didn't appear to be as intense. But again, it was
so
they
are
early
the
on.
introductory missions.
But
okay.
you can, go up in the cover next to a door, and then you can silently open the door as one of your options. So
Good.
there are ways to uncover fog of war like that. And then in the presentation, we saw much higher level gameplay, and we saw, aliens that can do mind control, and we saw aliens that can teleport around. And for example, one thing we saw was the alien that can do mind control actually made the squad mate that he took over eat his own grenade. So that was pretty sad. But
it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. The good news is that your units can do the same thing if you so choose to go in that direction.
They can swallow grenades.
Well, no, I can take over. I can use mind control on an alien and make him eat a grenade, or do other things. Basically, it becomes your unit during that time period.
Interesting.
But in this case, what made it most interesting was in the gameplay demo, the squad leader was Sid Meier himself.
Oh man!
And they actually show this cutscene where he comes out.
Oh, holy cow!
And he's like, "I'm Sid Meier," and he's got like a jetpack, and he's up in the air. And it's just. It was really intense.
That's awesome. That's totally awesome.
Yeah, but
is he going to be like DLC unlockable character?
Oh God, I hope so.
That'd be so good.
Actually, I just hope he comes with it. Who cares about DLC?
That's
just
true.
Give
That's
him
true.
in the
Just
game.
put him in the game.
But a few, some other things to point out.
Okay.
The animations were really fluid. When you saw one of your squad members go into position, sometimes the camera would come behind and show him from behind.
Oh, okay.
And that looked very dramatic. And when you got squad members into certain positions, that would sometimes trigger cutscenes. And I was just really intrigued by this game. And it's so early. It was such top level, very simple gameplay at this point that I got to play that I don't have a good sense.
They weren't
yet.
quite ready to dive into all the nitty gritty just yet.
Right. Don't know where the depth is. People are asking me, is it as deep? Is it involved? I don't know the answer to that. But
all
I
in
can
good
tell
time.
you, all in good time. But I can tell you it has all the makings of that.
Okay. Did they give you any sense for release date?
October.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
So look forward in October on PC, 360, and PS3. And Maxwell McGee, thanks for joining me and letting me talk about it a little
All
bit.
right. There you go.